Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be setting up the truss rod in this guitar, and this is going to be an instructional video for anyone to be able to watch and apply to their own instrument. So this is my Washburn X50 Pro Q, and we're just going to get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is put a capo on the first fret, and this is to measure alongside, preferably a feeler gauge, how bent the truss rod is. So there are multiple ways to do that, and I'll go through them. So this is my feeler gauge, and I'm going to want it about 12 thousandths of an inch, which is, if you don't know, 12 thou. It's 0.012 inches or 0.3 millimeters. So without a feeler gauge, it's very difficult to measure. It's very thin. You can't perceive it through the eye. If you don't have a feeler gauge, that's perfectly okay. This is the easiest way to do it. So if you don't have a feeler gauge, I'm just going to show you the easiest way to do it. You don't even need a capo. You're going to put your finger out, you're going to press it at the 17th fret where the body meets the neck, and about the 7th or the 8th you're going to press down, and there needs to be the smallest amount of space in between. You need to be able to press it down. I don't know if you can hear the string bouncing against the fret there. But it needs to be a very small, slight amount. So now, if you have the feeler gauge, which you can be a little bit more precise, you're going to again press down at the 17th fret, and you're just going to slide the feeler gauge underneath the 7th fret. So here. Now, what you want is for there to be no space in between. You want there to be, you want it to just to glide under there without there being any dead space. But likewise, you don't want any, you don't want to be pushing. You don't want any resistive forces. Right now, I would say there's some dead space in between there. It helps maybe just to get down just to sort of see if there is dead space. I can see there is, so I know, I need to straighten out this neck a little bit, which is understandable, because adjusting the neck is going to be one of the most. Get my screwdriver right here. It's going to be one of the most common things you do, and that's because of the fact. One moment, I need to get a different screwdriver because this doesn't fit. Okay, so step 1 is done. You've taken off. You've measured the string, the truss rod, and so the second step is to adjust it. So I've already taken off my truss rod cover, and I've got the correct Allen key, Allen wrench, whatever, hex wrench, whatever you want to call it. Now there's two places the adjustment's going to be. It's either going to be up here or it's going to be down here, which is maybe some particularly like Telecasters and stuff like that sometimes. Usually on the older models, if you're really unlucky, you might even have to actually take off the neck to get to it. And they don't even have an Allen key. They have a like a cross shaped, like a Phillips head kind of thing. So if you have, so my guitar has up bow, you know, it bends up like this. I need to straighten it out a little bit and create more backflow. And to adjust that, I'm going to be wanting to turn the. Sorry, I'm just having a difficult time getting this thing actually in here. It does help if you have a torch. I'm going to want to turn the Allen key towards me. Okay. Yeah, the Allen key towards me. So, if you imagine, if you look at it from back here, you want to turn it this way, clockwise. If you're wanting to fix upflow, if you're wanting to fix backflow, you turn it that way, counterclockwise. So, I'm gonna just very small increments. You don't need to turn this at all by very much. You can, you know, an eighth of an inch, an eighth of a turn, 16th of a turn. It just fell out there. Although I did turn it a little bit, and that might have been enough to resolve it, because it didn't have a lot. Just a little bit, just enough for it to, that it can be fixed for the sake of this video. So, just very small increments of just turning it. Okay, and that should probably be enough. So put the strings back on, and preferably tune them back up, because otherwise it will be, if you don't tune them up, it won't be the same amount of resistance on the neck than it was before. And like I was saying just beforehand, you're going to want to. Oh, there's my paper. You're going to want to do this one the most consistently, because if you've changed string set, if you've been traveling, if you've like stored your guitar somewhere, that is all going to change the guitar's truss rod, because it's wood. It changes, and particularly if it's not the same, if it's not one whole piece of the same wood, it's going to change a lot. Because if you can imagine, like this rose wood at the top is going to able to shrink a lot more than the mahogany or whatever it is at the back. So I'm just going to measure it again. I'm going to feel, yeah, that is, there's definitely less than last time, and it's having it flat on the fingerboard. Maybe I could get away with that, but I'm going to do a little bit more, and I'm just going to keep talking through some other things that you might come across. So, one of your there's a difference. There's a one-way truss rod and a two-way truss rod. Older guitars have a one-way truss rod, which means they can only go up. They can only go down. They can only go one way, right? Two-way truss rod, you know, I'm sure you guessed it. It can fix going up or going down. If your guitar has a one-way truss rod, and you can't fix it, then you might need a. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's incorrect. I was about to say. If your guitar has a one-way truss rod, then it can be sometimes a little bit more difficult, and you might need your guitar just to sit for a while and just let it do its own thing. Your guitar, as well, because two-way truss rod you can never go wrong. One-way truss rod there has been issues, and that's why the two-way truss rod exists. And similarly, well, not similarly. What I was going to say is, you always want some pressure on the neck. Okay, you never want, some tension on the truss rod. You never want the truss rod to be sitting there doing nothing. Because if it does sit there doing nothing, then you're just allowing it to deform, basically. If you have some tension on the neck, then it means it's not going to then it means that there's no way for it to deform. So I'm just going to tune it up again and see if it's now perfect. And these videos are going to be it's probably one of 4 or something. I'm going to do future videos on how to set up other parts of the guitar, like the string action, the pickup height, the intonation, and how to clean it and stuff like that. Good enough. And get the feeder gauge out again. For acoustic guitars, I must add as well, the feeder gauge, you don't want to be using 12 thousandths of an inch. You want to be using something a bit higher, maybe 15 or something, because they generally have higher action. Yeah, I would say that is perfect. I'm not going to touch it. And obviously, there's the radius on the fretboard, you want to just be checking the E string, the double E string, not not going any further than that. You want to be able to glide under there. And if you do have a guitar, you might also want to check the other side. And that's perfect. That is perfect. No resistance whatsoever. Sometimes it will be fine on this side and then not fine on the other side. That could be to do with the string height not being the same. It also could be to do that the wood has warped a little bit, so there's a twist in it. This side is higher than this side. And there's little you can do about that, really, to be honest, apart from maybe replace a neck, unless you have a glued-on neck, which you can't replace it. But yeah, that is perfect, and that's where I'm going to leave today's video. So I'm going to be doing daily uploads on how to set up the rest of your guitar, so please stay tuned for that. I hope this has been useful to somebody and gone into a bit more detail than some other YouTubers have, because that's been my problem with some of the other videos. They're not so in detail and mention everything. So I know this has been a bit longer, but I hope that's paid off to someone. So yes, I would just like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope your guitar now plays perfectly in tune, and all well as can be. Happy New Year and whatever, all that. And that's a bit late. So yeah, please like and stay tuned for the next. So subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hello, me again. Sorry, it's not the end of the video, because there is one more thing I just wanted to add. To adjusting the truss rod in the guitar with a bridge, a tremolo, or like a floating bridge. A lot of guys on YouTube seem to make it seem like it's this quite difficult thing when it really is not. When you adjust the truss rod, and you're giving it more of a back bow or an up bow, it is going to be, the tension in this is going to be changed, particularly if you have a floating bridge like this, and they make it seem like, oh yeah, it's really difficult to set up. It's not, okay? All you do is you adjust the tension in the truss rod, then to compensate if it isn't so perfect as it was before and you really need to change it, then you just screw in the claw in the back, which it's got the thing on right now, the shield plate, but it's really not a difficult thing. You just do that, and sometimes and then that might change the angle in the truss rod and the tension in it, because it's got a bit more tension on it or whatever, or a bit less, and so it might change, but generally it shouldn't. If it's got enough tension, if the truss rod has got tension on it, it should stay where it is, so it's not such a difficult thing as people make it out to seem. I've noticed. So yeah, that was just a quick note I just wanted to add. Now it is the actual end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and all that, and yeah, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next videos, and I hope the guitar now plays great because of this.